So at the Borderlands Fan Fest event, a lot of creators and a lot of people just in VIP and stuff like that were able to get access to a lot more legendaries. Now, these were legendaries from the Vault Boss, some legendaries that were found in the wild, but also from the golden chest. A lot of streamers were given a lot of golden keys to use on the chest, and so we got a good look at a lot of different legendaries as well. Before I get into showing off some of these legendaries, again, this isn't all the legendaries in the game. This is just what we saw at the event. I have an entire thread on Twitter where people were posting these. So if you want to, you can go check out that thread yourself to kind of just like inspect them and whatnot. And if you are somebody that found a legendary or something like that and want to post it, you can go over there and chuck it on that thread. But before I get into everything, know you can follow me over on YouTube and Twitter at Byrdman778. I'm going to be actually having a return to streaming here soon, so keep an eye out on that on Twitter. Give a like on this video, comment a weapon or piece of gear you're excited to see down below, subscribe, and become a member. Now let's jump right on in. By the way, big shout out to all the creators that posted their stuff. Killer 6 is one that I mainly got a lot of this stuff from. I was able to get some stuff from Chadley as well, from Epic and NG. Again, our good friend Lewis put a lot of these posts onto this thread, so big shout out to him. Anybody that put their stuff out there, big credit to you. If I find out, I'll make sure to put it in the pinned comment on this video. So starting off, we're going to talk about some of the legendary class mods for the Vault Hunters. We actually have only been able to see one for Amon, Rafa, and Vex. We haven't seen Harlow yet, but to start off, let's talk about Amon's. It's named Fiery Elementalist. Whenever an affinity skill gains a stack, all unlocked affinity skills gain a stack. For each stack of affinity from all affinity skills, Amon gains increased movement speed. And it actually has a plus skill damage and a plus status effect on it. Red text, do you remember the 21st night of September? Next up is going to be Vex with her electric avatar. Vex and her minions deal increased damage for each active attunement and gain damage reduction against each elemental type she is attuned to. I'm the avatar, you gotta deal with it, is the red text. And for Rafa, we have the rewarding philanthropo. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm from Indiana. We don't know how to pronunciate things. But the text says, whenever Rafa triggers his action skill, he spawns a free grenade. If he has a grenade equipped, he spawns one based on that. Plato y Plamo. Next up, we're going to talk about weapons. And first up, we're going to do the Husky Friend. This is a shotgun that actually drops from the Vault Boss Inceptus, and it reads Husky Auto Turret. It's actually an alt fire mode that you're able to essentially shoot out essentially a rocket launcher with legs. It's going to help shoot along with you. It's really pretty cool. I'm really not sure how great it's going to be in endgame, but I can say this is a drop from Inceptus. Next is going to be the Hellwalker. Yes, the Hellwalker is returning. It's got Soothslayer. Now, unfortunately, no one was able to zoom in on this, but from what I've seen in the gameplay, it pretty much runs exactly like the regular Hellwalker. I'm guessing it's just going to have some insane high damage, but everyone did notice that the Hellwalker did not have a fire element on it. So I'm guessing that's going to be kind of a licensed part you're going to have to get from Malawan to get that added on. But it reads, a piece of the moon hung in the sky like a polished bone. Next is the Ohm I Got. It reads energy transfer. When energy shield is active, grants plus 50% damage by consuming the shield's energy instead of ammo. When overshield is also active, shield energy will not deplete. Back off, man. I'm a scientist. Then we have the return of the Plasma Coil. Superheated is the perk. Doesn't say exactly what it is, but it is definitely looking like it's gonna be, the same thing coming back. And it reads, harness the fourth state of matter as the red text. Then we have the Kinky Roach Torg Pistol. Flesh Eater shoots eggs that hatch flying roaches when attached to flesh, living or dead. He was the raddest roach. Next is a heavy weapon ordnance, the Raven Fire Rocket Launcher. 621 explosions radiate outward from the point of impact. Bok bok. Then we have the Rangefinder. Something's got to hit is the red text, and precision is the perk. This is a dataless weapon. Not really sure what this is going to do, but it clearly looks like it's able to get some cryo on it as well. Then we have the Borstal Ballista with the perk Propagation. It does say it has an alt fire mode on it that fires a shotgun that deals damage per shot. Go now and speed well is the red text. Not really sure what that does, but we'll see one day. Now, we also have a new dataless weapon here. I can't really read it because the item card's really super red. It looks like it says Madida, but it says Homemade Ingenuity is the perk. Overheats quickly, but also cools down quickly. So I'm guessing it's going to be a very fast firing weapon, especially since it's got that COV license mag on it. Then a new shotgun called the Linebacker. Full coverage. Bouncing projectiles increase damage by plus 25% and damage radius by plus 35% per bounce. Put me in. And this really does kind of sound like, you know, like the tidal wave in a way. Then we have the Hot Slugger Shotgun. Blazing barrel. On kill, the barrel heats up, dealing plus 30% damage for 10 seconds for up to a max of 3 stacks. The madder I am, the thicker my accent gets, is the red text. Quick thing to note with this one, there's only 1 bullet in this mag, so this is going to, I'm guessing, feel somewhat like the Hellwalker in a way. So I'm really interested in this one. The Queen's Rest Pistol, it's from Torg Royal Armory, fires high-speed rounds and damaging enemies, has a 30% chance to spawn a homing sticky projectile. I could set the world on fire and call it rain, is the red text. This one sounds really cool, honestly. I like the idea of a fires high-speed rounds. I'm like, I don't know what that even means. You know, high-speed rounds is going to be like, you know, instantaneous. I don't know. But that 30% chance to spawn a homing sticking projectile, ooh, that's going to be really good with Torg. We have the Firm Potato Thrower. Spud Gun is the perk. No idea what it does, but it's Torg, and it says, I'm a hot little potato right now. The Phantom Flame Jacob's Pistol. Midday, zooming in acquires lock-on targets over time, and firing while zoomed in shoots the entire mag. Now let's move on to our throwable ordnance with the Sho Kunai. Ninja Speed grants plus 10% movement speed for a short time with each consecutive hit for a maximum of 7 stacks. I've got blades stashed in places you can't even imagine, is the red text. By the way, I am so excited to use this on Rafa. Expect almost a day 1 build using this because I think it's going to be absolutely stupendous. The Chomurki, I think that's how you say it, incessant, continuously homes in on a target. Sounds really cool. Will someone try it tonight? Is the red text. We have the Destructo Disco. This is a grenade ordnance. It says groove. There's no text for it or anything like that. But the red text says, I don't even think the worms are awake yet. We have a UAV, Death from Above, and it does seem like this might be like, you know, some type of like blasting from the sky possibly, or maybe it's something that, you know, pings enemies on the map. I'm really not sure, but seems interesting. And lastly, we have the Spinning Blade Juggler. Catch the rebound to refund 1 grenade charge. This sounds pretty freaking cool. I think this might be like a really fun one. Red text says, I'll take it. Next, we have the Faulty Detonator. Sticky trigger. Detonating the grenade spawns combo orbs. Not really sure what combo orb is, but the red text says he provides that, you know. We have the Vampire Jelly. This is a grenade ordnance. Really interested in this, but it says replicating spawning duplicates on bounce. It's Ripper, short for Jellifier. We have the Impact Grenade, extracting. Grenade has 25% chance to deal critical damage. It's a Vladoff. We don't really see what the main perk is on this, but you know what? I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhat like the fastball. Next up, we have the Recursive, and its perk says it hovers above enemies, firing a beam downwards. Red text, let's do this one last time. I think this is a Into the Spider-Verse reference, but regardless, the fact that it's just going to sit on top of enemies and just constantly beam them, sounds pretty cool. We have the Vampiric Swarm. Swoosh is the perk. We have no idea, but it seems as though this is going to be definitely like a swarm-like grenade from what I'm seeing on these perks already. And the red text says Extra Galactic Jaws, clamping from above and below. Really interesting. We have the Loaded Slippy. Swordfish deals melee damage. So it's a grenade that does melee damage. So it's pretty much just a fish slap. Red text is wow, wow, wow. Next, we're going to talk about the 1 rep kit we were able to see. Pulse meter, passively gain health over time, increasing the rate where your health is low. You've got my heartbeat going, baby. Faster and faster, it says. Now, I will say this is likely going to be huge on Rafa for his blade arm skill tree, because there is a augment in there that allows you to use your blades continuously, but you actively lose health with it. So likely, I'm guessing a lot of players are going to have this on to essentially mitigate that effect. Now let's talk about our shields. Finally, Nucleosynthesis is the perk for extra medium. When energy shield breaks or fills, it triggers a nova that deals a certain amount of damage. Never above 5 on the call sheet of life is the red text. We have the Pandoran Memento, Psychosis. When damage grants plus 50% elemental resistance and 50% resistance to the last damage type received for 5 seconds. I hate this planet, is the red text. Obviously reference to the Borderlands movie and just like Borderlands like classic in general. Genuinely, I do think this is going to be a pretty solid shield. Like being able to just like stack resistances, sounds pretty cool. We have Heavyweight next. Bare Knuckle on melee hit consumes an armor segment to grant plus 100% melee damage. When armor shield is empty, grants plus 50% melee damage. Huge for melee builds already, like I can tell you right now. And the red text says, we called that the Stinger. We have the Principal. Shield Boy is the perk, and it says it spawns a Shield Boy when the last armor segment breaks. I'm guessing this is essentially going to be just like extra piece that's just going to add on in case you go down too much. And the red text is protect me, Squire. Now we have the Dinner Overshield Eater. When Energy Shield is active, enemies have a 20% chance to drop an Overshield when hit. When Overshield is also active, grants 25% shock damage. This is going to be huge, huge, huge on Rafa's Lance tree. That's going to be blue tree with like the little shock pistol thing. And it says, what was yours is now mine. We have the Cinder Shelly. Glass, when damaged, grants a stack of Resolve, which reduces damage taken by 2% per stack for up to 25 stacks. When the shield breaks, release a Nova dealing a certain amount of damage, with each stack of Resolve increasing the damage by plus 20%. Skip to the end is the red text. This genuinely sounds pretty badass. Now we have the Protein Cell. Direct Current is the perk. Ground Slam toggle this effect while enabled, drains your shield over time to grant plus 40% bonus shock damage, and damage taken passes through the shield. Not really sure what the damage taken passes through the shield means, but I see plus 40% shock on, and my Rafa brain is like triggering. Speaking of being triggered, don't be triggered by this one. This is the Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is now a shield. I'm not sure if there's a reference there. Obviously, there's a reference there. It's an angel thing. But the perk is Wings of Grace. When equipped, grants faster revival for 5 for your life. When 5 for your life expires, grants 1 free second wind once every 300 seconds. And the red text is, I am here to help. Now, this is purely just from the thread I put up on Twitter and had people just kind of like spamming stuff in there. Big shout out to Lewis, especially for like putting a lot of those in there. He's a very hottie patati. But yeah, if there's other ones that you've seen out there, please comment in this comment section down below and possibly go over to my thread on Twitter. I currently have it pinned on my page, so you can just like put it right there. But let's continue to build this list of legendaries that we have seen out in, the wild for Borderlands 4 so far. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Again, comment down below, subscribe, and become a member, and follow me over on YouTube and Twitter at Byrdman778. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night, day, whatever it may be.